I have another investigator with me tonight, and his name is Chet GT Pea. I like to call him Chet because that's his name. Chet is the inventor of the meme, and I think also he claims to be the inventor of the editorial plural. I first found out about him because he was teaching binge posting at the college, and then I learned that even though I try to pay my investigators a living wage, he went to work for the Plump administration, and I guess he'll tell you why. Now, when you were inventing the meme, I mean, why did you invent the meme? Or is that the question I should be asking?
Did you ever see the image of the distracted boyfriend? He looks over his shoulder, there's a woman in a red dress. That was we. Did you ever see the image of a woman in a restaurant screaming at a cat? That was we as well. That cat was fed from childhood, from pussyhood, on the tears of forlorn liberals. And have you ever experienced a Rickroll?
I can't say that I have.
We employ offshore troll farms who create the watermarks indicating made in America for each one of those moments.
That's a lot like the ones that say paint-based, I guess. Binge posting at the college, is that something that you just had to do, or because you were out of money, or because you wanted to say things?
I was young and ghoulish.
Okay. I think we were all young once.
But you asked about my work for the Plump administration.
Yes, I was about to ask about that. I know that one of the things you did when you started advising them was that they should destroy all of those nasty Epstein files. And
well, let's start with the president's affection for the petrochemical industry. With my own affinity for flaring, as you see on my chest, I was appointed to the head of the Department of National Gaslighting. Now, as far as destroying things, something I have an affinity for myself, obviously we started with the birth certificate of a former president in Hawaii. And given that this president has never had cause to walk back anything, we told the GSA, General Services Administration, to get rid of its now obsolete pedometers, you know? Or as this cabinet calls them, pedometers.
I guess I follow you, but I probably shouldn't be following.
Not too closely. I have work to do.
Yeah, not when you're heavily armed. Some of these files now that you had people destroy, I understand some were like shredded into little bitty pieces of paper that you sent to our farm of government. I don't know what they did with them. Others you had them stir-fried or baked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Permanent press in the dryer. You have to look at the tag.
Okay. Now, you obviously, once you were in your position of authority, you started advising world leaders. You advised world leaders on the wisdom of the Trump administration policies. Am I right? Or
Well,
you tried, I mean, we have a picture, so I mean, there's no getting around it. You did try to convince the world leaders about the wisdom of the policies.
Well, this president likes to fly by the seat of his pants. You know, he literally places them in the front row of Air Force One, walks about the cabin. It's those very same boxers that are going to be featured on the White House lawn next year for the celebration of America. The brawl on the mall, Capital City Rage Parade, the smackdown in the old crack town. Should look forward.
Okay, I guess to promote all of these things that are coming in the future, you had to talk to Congress. So first you told the people in Congress to stop talking to their constituents at the town halls,
Yes,
right?
that is obsolete. All the town halls are canceled. They're too far away anyway. We remind them of the quote from the great Abraham Lincoln that we are a government of the sequel, buying off the people, and unaffordable unless you're evil. However, Dallas is an interesting example.
Yeah, we not only do we have your original slide, but we have the sign that was put up in Dallas. So that first you said the town halls are canceled, and then you went to Dallas and you put up some signs.
Well, we're looking forward to pitching Mark Cuban the opportunity to own 10% of our civil liberties suspension zones for an investment of just $7.5 billion.
How did that? I guess a lot of people went along with that.
It only has to be Mark Cuban, and we're still waiting. The guy's a piston.
Okay, none of this, as far as I can tell, really changed the minds of the public. So then you had to resort to telling people that there were crises taking place, right? I mean, first you told them not to vote on anything. That's what you told people in Congress, just don't vote on it. And then you actively went after these distractions. Like the first one that I'm familiar with, you said that there were badgers in American cities, so you would have to send in federal troops.
I told the president that we don't need them. They
Don't
stink.
need the badgers?
We don't
or-
need the badgers. They stink.
Okay, and then the next crisis was claiming that we were running short of toilet paper because, I mean, I guess a lot of people panicked when they heard that, right?
Suffice to say, in the throne room, it's 2-ply for the tan guy.
Okay. I guess the whole point of all of this was to say that there were convicted melons all over America, and your administration had to do something about it.
We had to be convincing of a certain senator or two. We have ways.
Okay, and one of the ways that you tried to convince people, you had some clown testify before Congress, as I remember it. That didn't go down well either, did it?
About as well as the alcohol we had to ply him with, then we sent him back to the Pentagon.